Dear students, welcome back. And in this lesson, we're going to see how to interpret and form information tables. We are surrounded by information. A lot of information is given to us in tables, so we should know how to interpret that information. So our lesson for today, of course, we're going to continue our topic of statistics. And our objective for today is going to be to learn how to interpret and form information tables. Information tables, which I'm going to give you a few examples of them. Okay? So this is going to be our objective for this lesson. So let's start by using a table which you are accustomed to. So here we have a table. This is a football league table of the English Premier League just before we stopped for COVID, due to COVID. So as we can see, we have different parts here. Here we have the team name. There are the teams: Liverpool, Manchester City, Leicester, Chelsea, and so on and so forth. And then we have various numbers. So we have the number of games played. So we have 29 games played. The number of wins, the number of draws, the number of losses, how many goals they scored for, how many goals they conceded against. We have the goal difference and we have the points. And they are in order. So as we can see from this table, if I'm going to ask you who is first. Who is first in the league? I know that you'll be saying, look, you'll be looking at the table. The first team there is Liverpool, so we say it's Liverpool. We can say, for example, which team has the best goal difference? We look at the table where there is a goal difference. As we can see, there's 45, 37, 30, and so on and so forth. Then it's negative, meaning they conceded more than they scored. So again, this time as a reply, we should have Liverpool. We're going to say, for example, which team lost most games? And we'll see the number of games lost. So here we have 1, 7, 8, 9. As you can see, they are increasing in number. 16, 17, 18. The last team, Norwich City. So we're going to say that Norwich City lost most games. Which team lost as many games as they have won? It's impossible because it's 29 games. So it should be either, for example, 15 and 14. So that's not on. Okay. And I can ask a number of questions. For example, another question: what is the points to games ratio of two teams, say Liverpool and Manchester United? And we go on the table, we see the goals, the points to games ratio. So, for example, Liverpool have 82 points from 29 games. So it is 82 is to 29. And then we have for Manchester United, it's here, we have 45 points from 29 games. And it is the ratio of points to games ratio. So as you can see here, we have the table. We are interpreting the table. Where, for example, in the last question, we found something which is not in the table. And we use the table to interpret further information. Okay? For example, if I had to say, if they finish like that, which team should win the league? There's only one reply. I know many of you have already replied to this question. Which team should win the league? And we're going to say that it's Liverpool which should win the league because they super merit. From what we can see, they have 82 points. Next team in line has 57 points. There is a very big difference between the first two. So by merit, Liverpool should win the league. So that's our first table. Let's now see a different table, another table which you have met already, or you're going to meet in the near future. Okay, so let's import another table. So here we have a table. This is a bus table. So we have Valletta to Urendi, the bus which goes from Valletta to Urendi from Monday to Friday, from a time from midday. Okay, so what can we see here? For example, the first time which we see is the time when the bus will leave Valletta, and the bus will pass from Valletta to Floriana, then to Hamrun, then to Marsa, then to Luqa, then to Kirkop, then to Mqabba, then to Urendi. So if I need to arrive to Urendi, the bus is going to leave. The bus leaves at 12:25 and arrives at 12:53. Arrives at 12:53. So if I'm going to catch this bus, I can say that the time taken for the bus to leave Valletta and arrive at Urendi is from 12:53 minus 12:25. So the bus should take approximately, because we know how the traffic is here in Malta, so it should take about 28 minutes. Okay, so it takes 28 minutes to go from Valletta to Urendi. But that's assuming that you are in Valletta. For example, you are in Marsa and you finish work at 16. And you need to catch the bus from Marsa. Which bus are you going to catch if you finish work at 16? So we'll look at the table, we'll go to Marsa, we'll find 16, and it's here 15:59, so you can't catch this bus because you finish work at 16. So the first bus which you will catch, and you need to go home, you live in Urendi, is at 16:29. That's how we use that information. So you can plan your day, you can plan your times. For example, if I work at Marsa and I finish work at 16, it's useless to try and hurry up to catch the bus, because the next bus will be at 16:29. You have 29 minutes where you can take it easy, so that then you can catch the bus easily. Okay. So that's another table. It's a table which is given to us, an information table. It has many numbers, but as you can see, we can focus on just one or two numbers because it depends on what we need from the table, what information we're eliciting. Now let's look at another table which is very different from this table. Okay. Let me import this table. So we have a table here. This is a table for the distribution of salaries in Malta. Okay, pre-COVID, this table, the average monthly salary, as we can see, that's a monthly salary. All right. Of course, the average monthly salary will be that amount written there divided by 12. So what can we see from this table? For example, we can see that 25% of people employed in Malta earn 3,170 euro or less per year. Okay, so we have 25% of the population which earn 3,170 euro or less in a year. Okay, then we have 50% of employees which earn 6,230 euro or less. So 50% of the population earns less than 6,230 euros. Now that 50% includes children, it includes pensioners. Okay, so it includes everything. It includes housewives, for example, which do not go to work. Then there's 75% of the population which earns 17,000 euro or less. And now that includes a large number of people who are in the workforce. And of course 100% everyone. Almost everyone, because normally that's not exactly 100%, that will be, for example, 99.8%. Almost everyone earns 26,500 euro or less. Now, how do we interpret? I told you it's almost 100 because there will be that 0.3% which earn more than 26,500 euros. But they are the few among the 500,000 people which live here in Malta. Now, how do we interpret this information? So we have 25% which earn 3,170 euro or less. That 25% includes you as children, because you're not in the workforce, you earn zero. And it includes people who are unemployed and can't find a job. So those earn a very small amount of money. And even the 50% includes that amount. If we take the difference between them, there is 25% of people who earn a wage of between 6,200 and 3,100. So there's a range which earn that amount. Even here, 25% of the population, the difference between 50 and 75, earn about 11,000 euros more than the first 50%. And same here, there are 25% of the population which earn between 17,000 and 26,500 euros. Okay, so this was another table which as you can see, it's different. It's drawn differently, but it still gives us a lot of information, which is useful. Okay, now there are many ways how to show information. Okay, if we were in class right now, maybe I will do this next in our next tutorial. Okay, we'll form a table with information which you can gain from ourselves. There's a lot of information. For example, your color of your hair, your color of your eyes. There's a lot of information which one can make in the form of tables. Okay, so that's how to interpret this information. That's our lesson for today. I hope you have understood. Have a good day.